The problem is not that you are having these ideas. The problem is not that you have a bunch of vision. The problem is that you are scattered all over. Hello guys, so welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Chioma Anolue and I am a business analyst, a project designer, and author of the book Not Broken, and currently an event planner. And guess what? Some months ago, when I did my first YouTube channel, these were not the professions that I mentioned. These were not what I told you that I was doing. I was into faceless YouTube. I was an Amazon KDP publisher. I was an affiliate marketer and a whole lot. Over time, you get to get other passions, other interests, other things that, can move you or that you see that is in vogue at the moment and can actually pay your bills. This is actually what inspired this particular video, right? Because a lot of times, multiple talented people, multiple passionate people feel that the problem that they are having is that they have so many ideas, they have a lot of visions, they have a lot of dreams and aspirations, and they find it very difficult to work on it. Now, let me tell you this. The problem is not that you are having these ideas. The problem is not that you have a bunch of vision. The problem is that you are scattered all over the place. There are two problems that are very common with multiple talented, multiple passionate creators. And one of them is this. They want to work on all their ideas, all their vision at a very short span of time. And that is, they want to do so much, be so much at a given time. And because they want to do all of that, they end up doing nothing because they do not want to lose out on any of their plans. They do not want to lose out on that idea that they have. They do not want to lose out on any of the interests that they have. So they end up doing nothing. Instead of doing one and losing out on others, they end up doing nothing. And that is where the fig tree analogy comes in. Because as a creator, you have so much ideas. It's just like you sitting on the fence of a tree. There are different branches, there are different figs. And that figs represent your ideas, your visions, your dreams, your talents, and all, your interests, your passions. And you are there, you are hesitating, you are procrastinating because you do not know which of them to work on. You don't know what to start with. So you are there, you are hanging, you are sitting on the fence, unwilling to take a jump, unwilling to start something because you don't want to start only one and lose out on the rest. And then because you are not willing to start something, you are not willing to take the jump, that fig tree decays, that idea fades away, that dreams disappears. Now, the good thing about it is that another fig may grow in place of that polluted, dead, and rotten fig. And that this is what it means. Another idea sometime later might come, another vision, another dream, another expectations might come in place of that idea that has been lost, that idea that you did not work on. You are unwilling to start up something, you're unwilling to try out that idea. This is what makes a lot of creators to be confused and to get stuck. A lot of multiple talented and multiple passionate people do not really know what to focus on. They venture into all of their ideas at once, no matter how dissimilar they might be. For instance, you get to see an engineer that is a poet, that can dance, that is into music, also a chef, a cook, a writer. Now, the second problem of a lot of multi-passionate and multi-talented people is that they do not learn something to the end. They do not finish something that they have started. They do not learn something in total, right? They do not really stay to master a skill because they are able to learn anything and everything. They just, learn it, rush off, and they start working on it. Now, this is what I mean. As a multi-passionate, multi-talented person, you have to try to develop your skills to a high standard. You have to be proficient in your skills, your interests, in your passions. That will make you to be an expert. That will make you to be a professional in that, or an authority in that given field. Most times you just rush off, you learn something brashly and very fast, and you think that you're an expert. Not someone that is a software engineer, a chef, a writer, a poet, author, a business analyst, a faceless creator, and an artist. And you can see that all of these are not similar. All of these are not related. Tell me that such a person can be compared to someone that is just an artist, someone that is just a software engineer, someone that is just a writer. Of course, you can't compare a person who is all of these things to one that is into one of these things. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So most times, focus on learning a skill, focus on learning or brushing or honing that idea. One hindrance to multiple talented people is that this indecision relegates them to a non-achiever. You have to be proficient in these skills and interests to become an authority in a particular field. When I didn't understand the workings of this, I was always spreading myself so thin. Growth was slower for me than others that were already into one, because I was not just only Amazon KDP publisher, I was also an affiliate marketer. I was a faceless YouTube creator. And by the way, have you seen my animated characters that I do create for clients, for brands, and for businesses? You want to see that? I'm going to tag it in this video. I was doing so much, so much at a short span of time. I cannot compare my growth to that of those that were so focused on what they wanted to achieve at that moment. I was always or constantly spreading myself so thin because I wanted to do so much, be so much at a particular time. And now that is where the Ikigai approach comes in, because you have to understand what it is that you love, what it is that the world needs you for, what it is that you can be paid for at a given time, and what you are good at. Now, the intersection of all of these four, will enable you to streamline your ideas. Will enable you to see that all these ideas, some of these ideas are interconnected and that there is a synergy between all of them. And it will also enable you to focus on the most important idea. Shout out to Eloho Aho Aloidai, because I got this particular inspiration from her. And she said something about for you to be able to streamline or cut down some things that you do not need at the moment, some ideas that you do not need at the moment, for you to be able to focus on the essentials. Get a piece of paper, right? And this is it. So you have to divide it into, you have to fold it into two partitions, which is this. I did this yesterday. And then fold it into another two partitions, right? Which is this. And then you fold it into another partitions, which is this. You can see this is 8 halves right now. This is 8 halves. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now you have to fold it again. And this is 8. Now you have 14 halves. And then you tear it, right? You tear it and you write down, I'm going to put it up on the screen. So this will give you 16 halves. I'm sorry, this is just a rough work, okay? But it's just something that will help you at a time like this. So I'm going to read it up for you, but I'm still also going to leave it on the screen, right? So now you are going to write down 4 projects that you would like to finish on one. You write 4 projects that you like to finish on one, 4 habits that you like, right, to develop, 4 people that you like to help, 4 gifts that you can give to the world, 4 places that you like to travel, 4 ways your life could end, 4 versions of yourself that you would like to improve on, 4 skills or hobbies that you will learn, 4 clarities you can live in, 4 things that you do that really turns you on, 4 changes that you can make in life, 4 ways you could make the world see you, and a whole lot. Don't worry, I'm going to just leave it on the screen. You write down all of this. You write down just 4 on each, 4 on each, 4 on each, and then you bring it, and then you start to check the ones that are similar. For instance, 4 people that you would like to help. For instance, I would like to help people that are struggling, that are feeling stuck, that wants to be better, to grow, that wants to thrive, that wants to be a better version of themselves. I'm going to write this out here. 4 things that I love to do. I'm going to write, I love to write, I love to read, I love to talk, write it. 4 things that people love. Do you understand? And so when you are able to answer all of this, you bring them out and you check the ones that are similar. I love to write. Okay. Now when they asked me what turns you on, writing turns me on. So you can see that I love to write. Okay, I'll bring that out. Business marketing turns me on, I'll bring that out. Whatever that is different, whatever that is not similar, I'm going to take it off. 4 ideas upwards that are similar. When I get these ideas, I'm able to tell what to work on at the moment, what to, focus solely on, or focus at least 80% on. And that is where the 80-20% rule comes in. Instead of giving your 80% to something that will give you 20%, why don't you give your 20% to something that is going to give you an 80%? And then when we're able to do this, then we can go to the next part, which is to focus. A lot of multiple talented people do not have focus. An undecided man is the one who cannot get himself to focus, who cannot get to do anything at a particular time. A lot of creators lack focus. They want to do so much, they want to be so much. Be able to understand how your brain works. Are you the type that do not know how to manage time? Are you the type that do not know how to batch create? Are you the type that do not pay attention to your basic essentials? Are you the type that is just, scattered all over the place, do not know how to organize or prioritize tasks? So you have to understand how your brain works, and when you are able to figure that out for yourself, it will tell you how you need to work, what you need to do, or how you have to get the job done. There is a whole lot that comes with focus. And if you want to be focused as a creator, if you want to be focused as a growing creator especially, you have to learn how to make your decision. And by this I mean you have to learn how to plan your execution, plan accordingly. Sometimes you have a lot of ideas spread all over the spread all over the sheet, that you do not even know how to plan or how to set that idea. And after you are done planning, there is something that you have to do. You have to understand that speed is the essentials of your growth. Speed is very proportionate to your growth. Instead of overthinking, instead of hesitating on a given idea, on a given interest at the moment, I feel like you just get to speed. You just have to do the work, do a bulk. You have to do a bulk of the work, even no matter how shabbily done you feel that it is. Now, you have to be able to focus on a particular skill or on a particular idea at the moment, right? When you have an idea or you have ideas, you have to, work on it and focus in total on it. Stop spreading yourself so thin that you get to work on multiple interests or multiple passions at a time. It will make your growth slower. It will make you not to do excellently at a given thing. So stop picking up on different things at a particular time. You have to be able to understand how your brain works, right? Get yourself to focus. And by getting yourself to focus, I'm going to tell you about 3 things that you can do to get yourself to do the work, to get yourself to act on it. All right. And one of these is to plan. When you learn how to plan, to execute, to implement, you're going to be 100 times better than someone that doesn't plan. And now this is what I mean. A lot of times your ideas, your plans, your interests are just spread all over the place. You end up working on nothing, you end up doing nothing because you fail to plan. And when you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So batch your decision, right? You have to learn to draw a roadmap about the process, the strategy, and your progress, right? You have to, when you have an idea, you draft plans, you draft the process, you draft your preparations, and this will enable you to keep yourself in check. This will enable you to not be overwhelmed because you are not doing everything, but you are doing the right thing so well at the right time. So for you to get yourself to focus is speed. You have to understand that not everything needs to be overthought. You do not need to hesitate or procrastinate on a given idea. In fact, when you get to do things, when you get to see through the process, you get to become better, you get to become excellent, right? Do not burn out focusing on just your progress, focusing on perfection, focusing on giving so much perfect work. Sometimes when you start off something, you shouldn't have this mindset that it is going to come out perfect. You shouldn't have this mindset that it is going to be excellent. a lot of successful people that you know today, they didn't get it at the first try. So you should be able to speed up on a given idea. Stop putting yourself in a feast. Stop wanting the best out of everything. You get to learn on a particular skill. You get to learn on a job. When you keep on so much work, Alex Hormozy will say that if you want to become so perfect or better at public speaking, you have to churn out a lot of public speaking content. You have to post more videos, because that is how you can develop public speaking. If you want to be fit, you have to be seen exercising from time to time. You cannot just exercise today and you stop. No, it is something that is consistent. It is something that you ought to do. So for you to be able to do this, you have to understand the essence of speed. You have to understand that speed is what you need to move yourself 10 times further. Speed will enable you to activate, to delay hesitation and procrastination, because now you already understand that you cannot be so excellent at something that you haven't tried. No matter how you try to do it, it can never be perfect at the first trial. So you have to understand the essence of speed and how you have to keep on pushing out more work. Break your tasks into something that you can finish. It will also enable you to have a better estimation, So, and that is where we lead to the Parkinson's law. Parkinson's law means that your work expands to fill in the time that you give it. For instance, I am someone that I'm not really time conscious, and I am someone that is not so focused. But when I started implementing this Parkinson's law, I've been able to pay more attention to not just myself, but to a lot of things that needs to get done. I mean, this is my second YouTube video. First one has been posted for like about 3 months ago, but because I haven't been taking this YouTube channel so serious, I just, left it on. Decided to apply this Parkinson's law, and it is 5 p.m. and I am out here creating content for my YouTube. So it shows you that it works, right? It shows you that it is very, very possible. And then the next thing you are going to do is that you get to set a timer. Timer will help you to start, to finish, and to focus better. Because the truth is that discipline will fade away. But you can be feeling it today, you can be in the mood today, and in less than 3 months, in less than 6 months, you are not longer feeling it. But that timer will enable you to set and to fuel your discipline. It will keep you in the game. It will enable you to activate your strategy. And this strategy is what will fuel your motivation. This discipline is what will keep you in the game for a long time. Much as you feel that it might not be necessary, timer works, right? Timer works. So if you have that task that you haven't finished, if you have a YouTube video that you are yet to post, if you have a book that you are yet to finish writing, if you have an idea or a business that you are yet to work on, set a timer today and see that it works. It will make you to focus better, give you clarity, to give you the discipline to see it to the end. Which brings us to the fourth point, and that is called the treasure hunt. Now, there's this creator I watched. I'm going to, pop his video because I have to give him due recognition, right? And he was the one that mentioned it. He called it treasure hunt. Ordinarily, what I call it is reward. Now, you get to reward yourself for any task that you have completed, no matter how little it is. I, for one, I was very, very surprised when I saw a creator, Chef Amaka. She said that she rewards herself after a month of consistently follow a meal plan, trying to do weight loss and all. She rewards herself with a plate of Indomie, and I was like, Indomie? But I didn't know that this is what will make your mind to fix itself in the game. This is what will keep your mind conscious. This is what keep you motivated, keep your strength. And the funny thing is that no matter how small or ordinary you feel that these gifts are, it still goes a long way to tell your brain that, yeah, you did a good job. And because the truth is that your brain is not so wired to move, your brain is not wired for confidence or for motion. But some of these things, these rewards will enable to keep your brain in the game. Your brain will get to understand that, yes, you have to do this. This is very essential to you. This is very important, because of course everybody loves gift. And your brain will see that gift, that reward, that carrot motivation as a cue to keep on going. Now, let me quickly read this. Without a long-term ambition, systems are just busy works. So if you need something exciting, a reward system gives you structure. Even though you are the most ambitious on earth, without a structure, without a system, it is just you doing shabby work, right? But when you have a structure of rewarding yourself, because this thing about reward is just like you giving or paying yourself, just like you having a team in a business sector. You know that most times what will keep them in check, or what will enable them to want to get the work done swiftly, perfectly, is that incentive, is that pay. That pay is a form of motivation in an entrepreneur's mind, right? Most people will tell you that they cannot start a business of their own because they don't see themselves doing without the pay, doing without an incentive. And that is why a lot of people go out there to work for people. It's not like they don't have ideas or they don't know what to do, but because that is what will keep them in check. That is what will keep them in the game. So without a structure of reward, your brain is not going to get the discipline and the motivation that it requires. Okay, so do well to set a treasure hunt. Do well to give yourself incentive. Reward yourself for whatever accomplishment, for whatever task you were able to fulfill. Maybe in a period of 1 month, in a period of 3 months, 6 months, depending, right? It can be as little as gifting yourself a journal. It can be as little as gifting yourself a junk food, right? Something that will just excite your brain. Okay. And this will motivate you to achieve what I call the impossible goal. Now, the impossible goal is something that you know that is possible, but you do not know how you are going to go about it. And this is what I mean. I have a plan of making about 1,500 sales on my product, right? And what my product is about is for people that are stuck in this content creation game, people that want to become a better version of themselves, people that don't want to settle for less. So I have a digital product that I'll be launching as soon as, and I have a plan of selling at least minimum 1,500 products of that, right? I have a plan of making about 1,500 sales. Do I see the possibility? Yes. But do I know how I'm going to go about it? No. I don't know if you understand. No, because one, I do not have a massive or a large following, but it is something that I feel that is very possible. It is something that I feel that is essential to a world like ours, because somehow, in some way, a lot of us have been told that we cannot amount to something great in life. A lot of people want to create content, but they are dealing with imposter syndrome. They're dealing with low self-esteem, low confidence. A lot of people are still feeling cringe about showing up, about creating content, looking at the camera and stuff. So this is a product that will help you, that will keep you in the game for a long time, right? But I do not know how I am going to make 1,500 sales, but I know that it's going to be possible. So the adventure happens in the pursuit of it, and you're not going to assess any of their value if you're not willing to pursue a goal that excites you. Let me quickly rephrase this. Like I said before, the plan is the roadmap, right? Now, this roadmap without the treasure hunt, without the reward, will make you feel lost in purpose. And then the treasure hunt, which is the reward, without the map, will give you anxiety. Timer without this map make you not to have focus. So you see that you need all three to be able to attain a goal, to be able to achieve that result, to be able to see yourself smiling again. So before we go into the next phase, quickly reframe this. You need focus, and by focus, you need to plan, because without that plan, it will feel like you've lost your purpose. A plan without a treasure hunt, without a reward, will make you feel lost in purpose. And then you need to set a timer, because this will enable you to get clarity. This will enable you to focus better. This will enable you to do so much work at a given time. Then you need the reward system, right? The treasure hunt, because without the treasure hunt, without the plan, without the timer, will make you feel anxious, will make you feel anxiety, and will make you feel overwhelmed. You tend to feel that impossibility in your goal, that impossibility in your vision. But this treasure hunt will put you on track, will enable you to know that your dream is very attainable and very possible, right? So now let's go to the second point, which is discipline. A lot of people lack discipline. A lot of people are not, a lot of people lack discipline, and this minute that, yeah, they're motivated, they are feeling it. And the next minute they're bored, they're tired, they don't want to go on. And the reason for this is that what and the reason for this is that that excitement that they have thought that they thought that their brain is going to feel, that reward, that progress that they thought that is going to be achieved in such a short time, they see that it is not popping, it is not coming up, they tend to call it quit. Now, as a multiple talented and multiple passionate creator, you need an enormous level of dedication to be able to succeed at a given thing. You have to try to connect or synergize your interest, and then be disciplined about it. You should might have planned, you might have the focus and all, but if you do not have the discipline to fuel that motivation, your goal is as good as dead. So you need discipline to be able to manage your multiple interests, multiple passions, to be able to keep your head in the game, to be able to focus better, to be able to stand against all odds. Because the truth is that motivation will fade, but discipline is what is going to keep you in the game, right? That's why you see in a month of January, you see a lot of people, they come out and they are like writing New Year resolutions. I want to do better. I want to lose weight. I want to do this. I want to do that. And in the next month, which is February, a lot of them are calling it quit because they didn't see the results that they were expecting. When you are setting out on a goal, you do not focus more on the outcome or on the result. You focus more on the process, because the process is what will keep you in check. Now, this process most times are long term. What matters most as a person is who you be, who you are after you are done actualizing your goal. For instance, when you say you want to lose weight, and you are disciplined to see to the last, you see that the process, the system, the structure that you followed will be seamless. And then when you come out, you are not only better in looks, you are better in your mind, right? It has a way of making you to center on the process and not the outcome. And now, this is what I mean. When I started my Instagram channel, right, I was hoping that I am going to have at least minimum of 30,000 followers in a short span of one year, right? And when I didn't get up to that, it was such a sad experience because I just packed up and I called it quit. Beginning to come back to Instagram, and but I feel like if the process, I wouldn't have been bothered by the algorithm, by the likes, by the shares, by the comments, right? Because it's what will take you through the journey. The process is what will keep you in check. The process is what you should be focused on, is what you should be thinking about, okay? And not the outcome, and not validation, and not social media likes and comments. All right. Mind as a multi-talented, multi-passionate person will be a hindrance to you. If at all, you are not the problem. The multiple talents, the multiple interests, the multiple passions that you have today, it's not the problem. What the problem is that you are not working on that interest, or you want to work on all of it, that you end up spreading yourself so thin. So you have to understand that your mind is not a blocker. In fact, it is what makes you unique. I, for one, feel that it is what makes you unique, because you know what it is to have multiple ideas that can make you money. Do you know what it is to have multiple passions and multiple interests? Hmm? So it's actually something that makes you unique and something that makes you exceptional. Don't forget that when inspiration strikes, don't ignore it. Don't feel that you have a lot of passions, you have a lot of interests, you have a lot of things that you haven't worked on, and you don't need much, you don't need more. Mm-mm. Don't do that. Sit down, write them out, flesh it. What are the one that you want to work on? If not for anything, your confidence. Your confidence is noted in evidence. All right. So when you do something continuously, consistently, right, become more proficient at it. So when you have an idea, when you have an inspiration, please do not ignore it. Last but not the least is having to join a community of like-minded individuals, join a team of champions, people that will tell you to keep on going, to keep on pushing. Because the truth is that as much as we feel that we are wired to be alone, to be isolated, there's danger in being isolated. There is danger in isolation. So you need to be in a place of like-minded people with similar interests, even if not similar interests, but at least in a way, because it will make you to see the possibility ahead. It will make you to see what is possible. It will make you to understand that you are not being overly ambitious, or you are not doing so much, right? And you get to share your works with other creators so that you do not feel lost at it. Because when you share your work and you get reviews from people who are doing same thing as you, right, you become better and you become more authentic than being in isolation. Networking is very important, right? You go for physical events, you go for virtual events, look for a group of people with like minds, look for a community. It can be on LinkedIn, it can be on YouTube, it can be, look for a class, right? A mentor, someone that is ahead, at least 5 steps ahead. Because the truth is that most people that are 5 steps ahead, most people that are successful at a thing that you want to do, will never tell you to quit, will never tell you to lowball yourself. Always people that do not, see the road up ahead. It is always people with no dreams, no aspirations, no ambition, no vision, that will tell you to pack up, that will tell you that you are doing too much. So find yourself a community, join that community, do so much work that people cannot take their eyes out from you. So do not forget, please, as a multiple talented person, when you have an idea, please jot it down. When inspiration strikes, please do not ignore it. Write it down and remember to plan it so well. Remember to focus. Remember to have the discipline and the motivation to keep on pushing. So much volume of work that it is very, very impossible to ignore you, right? Get better at a timer, do all that you need to do, but there is nothing that is wrong with you as a multiple talented and multiple passionate person. In this video, please do well to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell, because the truth is that I am a young and a growing creator and I am still struggling to show up here, but your subscription will go a long way to show me that I am doing the Lord's work. I am doing something that is good or something that is needed in this world. So please, if you see this, please do well to subscribe. It will really mean a whole lot to me, and I'll try as much as possible to be posting much volume of content. It can be in short form, it can be in long form, but I will be present here. Okay, so please and please do well to follow, and see you on my next video. All right, take care guys and have a lovely day. Bye.